Terrible! Hello, my boils, my ghouls, and my zools. Welcome back to Kalash Kamaz. I'm John. Today we are taking a look at kind of a relic of the AK industry. These days, this company would be owned by Palmetto State Armory, actually. But prior to that, they would have been known as DDI. And prior to that, they would have been known as Waffen Werks. This is a Waffen Werks AK74. So if you are not aware of the story of Waffen Werks was a builder and importer from Tennessee that was around active in the early 2000s, went out of business in about 2015, 2016, when they got bought by a company called DDI, who subsequently got bought by Palmetto State Armory. Primarily their imports were Bulgarian. They did also import a few Polish rifles, but they were primarily importing milled and stamped AK-47s and 74s. So if you look around, you can actually find a milled 74 from Waffen Werks. So this rifle is not one of their earlier imports. This is actually a later rifle from when they started building them on their own receivers. So after import restrictions, they moved over to using Nodak spud receivers and Green Mountain barrels. So you got a good barrel, good receiver. Subsequently, they went over to using their own in-house receivers. It started off good. They were actually very solid rifles, good receivers, and then they had QC issues, problems fitting mags in the mag well, horribly canted sights, but the rifles were still built on Bulgarian kits. So this receiver is a earlier Waffen Werks receiver. This is a Bulgarian parts kit on a Waffen Werks receiver. So down here on the bottom you do have your Waffen Werks markings, got your Circle 10 markings on your trunnion, as you should. So this guy is just wearing some surplus plum furniture. Look at all that plum. Look at all that plum. Look at my shit. Look at my shit. But what's cool is, for the years of this thing, it actually has the original Bulgarian sight and the original Bulgarian compensator. So that's a pretty cool little bonus. And what's also a really nice bonus, Bulgarian gas block. And what's really nice about that is it means it's not inundated with 922 parts. One of the few 922 parts on here, an old school original Tapco G2. Man, it's vintage feeling. What's really cool about that is it is the original Go Fast trigger before the ALG, so it's kind of cool having a trigger that fits the era it was built in. It's not an original military trigger, but you know, for the time it really does still fit, so that's kind of cool. So like I said, this guy is mostly devoid of 922 parts, and you actually have a full numbers matching Bulgarian parts kit. So even if this receiver turned out to be not so great, turn it into a parts kit, put it on a Nodak, and it'll be just like it was before they started fucking them up. One thing I was very happy about, it came with a cleaning rod. That's always a nice little bonus, because
Palmetto State Armory
cleaning rods just disappeared or something like that. I don't know what's up with that. CNC Warrior, save us. So I gotta say, this thing is just a plain old fun shooter. It is gassed absolutely perfectly. Trigger feels really nice, and we might actually leave this trigger in here for the time being because I'm able to go plenty fast with it. And probably largely what we're gonna change out on this guy, just for competition purposes, just the furniture really. Probably not gonna do any internal work or anything like that. This rifle did show up with a nice Battle Zero, so I just ran it irons all day today. A lot of fun, man, but I think we got to do what we got to do. And so you've already seen me sling a few rounds down range on this guy in the intro, but I want to know how this guy does in a gravel-filled snow hell, dodge the brass goblins and piss them off with some Tula competition. So if we're going to throw this thing in the fire, then you know what time it is. It's time to throw a bunch of parts at this thing. Spend a lot of fucking money. Stay tuned. Y'all stay safe. Y'all have fun. Do stupid.